welcome to my channel. Today's video is all about how I achieve my winged liner. Now I have downturned eyes and semi-hooded lids, and my crease of my eye actually continues down a little bit past the outer corner of my eye here, which makes doing wing liner super tricky. So if I'm looking down into a mirror, it looks fine and dandy when I draw that in until I look straight on. So if I'm looking straight on at you after I try to draw my wing the typical way, what happens is it ends up getting distorted. The extra skin here on the outer corner of my eye actually pushes that wing down and makes it look droopy, and it actually exaggerates the droopiness of my eye shape. So I don't want that to happen. I've had to play around a lot to figure out a technique that works best for me, and so I hope those of you that have similar eye shape find this informative and helpful. And if you're interested in seeing how I got my wings, then please keep watching. Alright guys, before I get started, I just want to show you the things that I use to do my winged liner. I like to use any black liquid liner. I'm currently using this one by Jasmine, Belle. I really like it. It came in like a kit of like 6 different liquid eyeliner colors, and I prefer to use a liquid liner because my lids are so textured. I have all these like bumps and ridges on them that for me it's really hard to use a liner pencil or to use even like a gel sometimes, because it just doesn't glide on very smooth. So I don't want that like smooth, even, sharp wing. I prefer to use a liquid liner. Now because I have a lot of texture on my lids, it can make that wing kind of start breaking up and crumbling. And so what I use to set my liquid liner is just any black eyeshadow that I have. I am going to use this black eyeshadow from my Morphe palette today. Just this dark black right up here. The reason why I like to do that is because just like when you set your foundation on your face to keep it from moving and coming off, I do the same thing on my lids with my liquid liner, so that as I open my eyes and as I'm going throughout my day, that liner doesn't transfer into my crease or it doesn't start crumbling off of my eyes. Now if I didn't have so much texture on my lids, and if I didn't have these downturned eyes with kind of this extra skin here on the outside, I don't think it would be as much of a problem, but because I do, that has worked best for me to keep that from happening. So I think that's all that I need to tell you for now, and let's get started. Alright, I'm zoomed in now so that you guys can get hopefully a good view of what I'm doing here. The first thing that I always do when I'm about to start doing my wing is I use the outer corner of my eye. The bottom lash line here is kind of a gauge, or the guide actually, to where I'm going to start my wing. So I'll start it right here on the outer corner of my eye and just kind of follow the curve, my natural curve here. I'm just pretending like this bottom lash line is just continuing up, and I'm just going to follow that line here. Stop about right there. So you can see I'm just kind of following that same curve of my lower lash line. Now the tricky part with my eye shape here is that if I'm looking in my mirror like this and I were just to take the wing and bring it back and connect it to my lid, it would look good when I'm looking in the mirror like this, but as soon as I look forward into my mirror, the wing becomes distorted because of this heavy skin on the outer edge of my eye here. Now a lot of people's crease ends here and they don't have all this extra skin, so connecting the wing isn't as much of an issue. But for me, because I do have this extra skin and because my eyes kind of droop here on the outer corner, I have to kind of manipulate the shape of that wing so that when I'm looking straight on, it's actually straight. I'm going to go over all these like folds here. I'm just going to draw straight over the folds so that when I open my eye and kind of look at that wing, I have kind of a guideline about where I'm going to connect it and fill it in. I hope that makes sense. I hope that by doing it, it makes a little more sense for you guys. So I'm going to figure out where I want to bring my wing in at. And I'm just going to look straight ahead and create that line. So I hope you guys can see what I mean here. I just drew all the way across this hanging fold here. So now when I open my eye, you guys can see that it's got kind of a curve to it. You can see where I need to kind of connect it, but I need to kind of bring it down here. So I'm just going to go ahead and do that now. And then go ahead and fill it in. Now you can see when I relax my eye, it's actually straight. When I open it, it's crooked. Relax my eye, straight, open, crooked. I hope you guys can see that. So the rest of it's just cake. I just go along my lash line as I normally would, connect with that wing. I just like to go nice and thin over my lash line. And then kind of gradually build the thickness as I go out. Sometimes you just have to play with it too until you get the wing the way that you want it. But in general, once I started doing it this way, it got a whole lot easier for me. Now you can see that the fold of my lid and the curve of the liner cancel each other out when I open my eye and create a nice straight line. And now I'm just repeating the same process on the other side. Like that. So now it looks straight. One of my eyes has more of a fold to it than the other. This one folds down more than this one does. So I need to look straight on and go over my folds so that I can get those even. Otherwise, it's not gonna work. So this is the easiest way for me to do it. I'm just gonna continue. I can already see that I need to bring it up just a little bit more. And then you can see, like I said, where I need to kind of connect it and bring it down and give it that curve. Looks pretty good, I think. Looks pretty even. I hope you guys can see. Just curve on both sides, just like that. Then when I open it, it looks straight. I'm gonna go ahead and set my liner. Now I just grab a little liner brush like this to set the liquid liner, and of course that black eyeshadow from my Morphe palette, whatever black eyeshadow you have will work just fine. Unfortunately, I did a terrible job of keeping my head in the frame, so basically what I'm doing here is just packing the shadow on top of where I placed my liquid liner. And I'm not too worried if I don't stay in the lines very well, because I can always come back with a little bit of concealer and clean that up, which is probably what I'll do here in a second. All I want to do is just to set this so that it doesn't move and it doesn't start going into my crease and becoming like a big mess. Pull my eyes open, look straight. That's basically it. I'm going to go ahead and clean all this fallout off of my eyes and put my lashes on, and I'll be right back. Alright, here's the finished look with my lashes and my mascara. I hope this was informative. I hope that those of you who have a similar eye shape as I do found this helpful. I know that wing liner can be kind of frustrating. Just keep playing with it and eventually you'll figure out a technique that works for you. That's what I did. It took me a while, but now that I do it this way, it saves me so much frustration. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't already. Love you guys, and we'll see you next time. Bye.